Hello and welcome to another episode of Life Talks with Fawole. Today on the show I have a wonderful man, Joseph.
Hello.
What's your last name, sir?
Ennen.
Joseph Ennen.
Yeah.
Joseph Ennen.
Ennin.
Fantastic.
Ennen.
And the voice behind the camera.
Yeah.
And we're waiting for we have the wizard.
Yeah.
Joseph.
I lied. My last name is and it's amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat.
Joseph and his amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat.
It's a long, but I just gave it a short version. Yeah, Ennen. You can call me Ennen.
Oh, Joseph.
Sorry.
I want to talk about how we met. I don't talk about you because you're an amazing person. You're wonderful. I hardly know anything about you. I know you're a wealth of knowledge and you've got such a great energy.
Oh. Thank you.
You're welcome, man. Thank you for coming to the studio and allowing me to interview you.
It's my pleasure.
And even our initial meeting. Do you know we met on the road, just on the street. It was so random. It's not even that long ago.
Yeah.
But our energies were kind of joined and they kind of came together.
Yeah.
As far as I'm concerned, basically.
I was just minding my business, walking down the street with my family, and then there's this big guy smiling. I was like, hi, he said hi. His energy was amazing, guys. He really is a fantastic man. I just felt good because I've been away from this country for a while. And then I walk in the streets. London is, you have to have your game face on, right? And this young man I looked, and he smiled. I was like, oh, really cool. So it's such a pleasure to meet you, big guy.
Thank you so much. And the pleasure's all mine as well, because like I said, the energy it was reciprocated, the energy I got from you, and then your story was so fascinating. Your energy was very humbling. You're very humble, but your energy was humbling to me. To be able to talk to you and you just to receive me as who I am. Because some people, I am who I am normally, but when I smile, I'm like that. I'm like, hey, people are like, what do you want? Or what's it? Because we're in London, like you said. There's different energies around. Yeah. But you received me so well, and it was so well. I was talking to someone, but then we actually embarked on a conversation. I stopped that conversation for us to talk. Yeah. And I found out.
Sorry, someone.
They'll be right. And you told me you were re-familiarising yourself with London.
Yes.
You've been away for a long time.
Yes.
And you were surprised how much it changed. And I said to you, where have you been? And you said, what did you say?
I went to Hong Kong.
Hong Kong?
Yeah, for 2 weeks holiday.
Yeah.
And 21 years later.
Wow, 21 years. I thought it was shorter than that. I'm telling these guys it's 10 years. So you went on a 2-week holiday to Hong Kong. Yeah. And decided to stay for 21 years. Yeah, well,
actually, to be more precise, I went there in 1999.
1999?
Early, yeah. And then I really had a good time. It was just like 14 days holiday. Okay. And then I went back there again 3 months later because of my experience there. Yeah. And then I didn't know how long I was going to be there, but I've ended up
staying.
Yeah.
Was it Hong Kong you went to?
Yeah, I went to Hong Kong, yes.
Nice.
Interesting place.
And prior to going to Hong Kong for the first time, did you come from London? Because you're Ghanaian heritage, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, so you were born in Ghana?
I was born in Ghana, yes. Yeah.
Okay. Let's talk about your origins. Because I want to know, because the story is fascinating for me. Somebody who's born in Ghana. Yeah. Maybe you came to London at some point, but you've gone to Hong Kong, and that's a really big jump to move to another country. Is a big jump for anybody.
It is.
But then to Hong Kong as well, so far away from what you know.
Yes.
And that's it's a serious society as well. To be in that society, you have to be serious, because I think they take everything serious. Training, lifestyle, food, family. The way I perceive them, they're on job basically.
They are. Yeah. It's another world.
Yeah.
So from Ghana. Yeah, I mean, my parents came here in, I think I was 66, when I was just 3 years old, something like this.
That's when England won the World Cup.
Yeah, so I missed that one, but they came here to see. So I was looked after by my grandparents, myself and my sister. Okay. So it's only later on when I was a little bit older, and they said, oh, your family, they want... they used to show me some photos, but it never really clicked what it was. And then later on, they said, oh, your mom and dad. I said to my grandma, you're my mom. What are you talking about? It's you. She said, oh, no, your mom and dad. My daughter, they are in UK, and they're going to bring you over to the UK. So I came here in late 72. Okay. Yeah. I am so glad I had the education or the training that I had in Ghana, because it was very interesting when I got here, when I went to school and everything. What I mean is, they taught me to be just a little child, right? Yeah. Teach you to be proud, to be strong,
Yeah.
to be take care of yourself.
In Ghana?
Yeah. So very, very proud people, very strong from that time, or from the region that I was. Very strong, very proud. Strong as in like, you don't let things get you down, you tackle things. You know, my sister and I were so small, we used to go, I don't know how many miles into places that you wouldn't have adults go there, but you know, it was just normal for us. So it hardened us up a little bit, but we thought it was normal. So when I first got here, the reason I said about why it's good to have the training, to have had the training I had there, was because in school, you know, teachers are fantastic, but you can always get 1 or 2 or 3 that will try to put you in a way to make you think that you're less than you are. But it was too late, because my grandparents and my the people around me, they already taught me that I was somebody.
Good.
So that didn't leave me. That did never ever leave me, no matter what they did or said. I don't mean the whole school. I mean there's 1 or 2 people who are not correct in their thinking. They have the great negative energy, and they wanna, if they can put that into you when you're a child, then it's done. You grow up and you've got that in you. How to get it out, it might take a lifetime or not, but it was too late. Whatever they did bounced off me because I was too proud and I was too sure of myself. So it never worked.
Man. That's really nice to hear. That it's heartwarming, man. That's good.
Yeah. So we got to get to the kids early and let them know that they're really something, that nobody should put them down for whatever reason. Because I'll stay with you for the rest of your life.
Should we saying this right now to everyone at home, parents, people who take care of children, anyone who's a role model to a child now, get to them early, let them know they can do anything. They have the power. They're strong. Encourage them. Positive energy all the way. That's the only way, basically. And look out for these demons and these horrible people who try to put our children down as well.
Bingo.
Yeah.
I can give you an example. For example, I was in a maths class, and basically we had to take an exam and see the top 2 or 3, they said, would go to the level 1. And I was the top guy. Yeah, the second person was like, I was like 60-something%. Just the second one was like 33 or 32. And they kept me in the second class, second level.
Yeah.
So when we went to the next stage, the new teacher gave us some tests. And I finished it, and I was sitting down. She said, "What's happening?" I said, "I've already finished." He said, "How comes?" And I said, "The teacher, before he
put you back.
He said I was supposed to come here, but he didn't do it." So she said, "Wait, give me a moment." So she went, talked to somebody, and then they came and said, "Oh, go into the other class." And interesting enough, I was one of only about 6 people that did the advanced O-level in mathematics for the whole school.
Wow.
So that's what some of them with their mindsets want to do to you. But credit to the teacher that spotted it, English lady, and she straight away went and had it fixed. So we have to be careful about labeling everybody as this and that. There are some wonderful people who
are from different cultures.
From different
so
cultures.
Saying, like, when you say labeling the enemies to progress, like it's generalised. Let's say all white people are against black people. Basically, that's what we're saying, because it isn't so.
It isn't so.
I don't believe it to be so either. Yeah.
Absolutely not. Yeah, I don't know if I've got this right, but I remember during the time that Nelson Mandela was
incarcerated.
Yeah, there were people,
prison.
black and white people, were fighting for his freedom.
Yeah.
White people went on the streets and fought for his freedom.
Yeah.
So we can't really label everybody in one way. I think there's a lot of mistakes sometimes.
It's a lazy narrative.
It's a lazy narrative. You know, people are people.
But you see that there's also the fact of the ignorance, because of you've had such a colourful life. You will be able to see and understand and analyse that no matter where you go, what you see, people are just people. Wherever you go, there's good and there's bad.
Yes.
There's people who will fight for people. There's people who will fight against people.
Yes.
Basically,
yes.
but having that foresight and even the clarity to see that,
yes.
not everyone has that as well. So it's good that we get across to the people at home.
Yeah.
Everyone else want to watch what we're doing right now.
Yeah. We have to be careful not to how to say, put something on people who are good people just because we had experience from other people that were from their nationality. We shouldn't generalize.
Or maybe chastise or crucify people
yes.
because of what their brothers or sisters or affiliates may have done.
Absolutely,
basically.
And that will never make things better.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. I like you, you know.
Oh.
Seriously, your
Thank
energy
you.
is different. It's like it's just love pouring out of you and good positive things. Even this on the space of this conversation, the things you're saying, the things coming out is really nice. Like your energy is, your aura is just like you always look like a Black Father Christmas. Sorry, like but when I say this, it's not just the beard and the demeanour; it's the beauty and the jolly and the light in your eyes that I'm saying. You understand?
Thank you.
Serious, thank you. Wow. So coming over to London and then so you've done the test and everything, and then you've realized you're in school and you're experiencing these things. What was next?
Well, I was quite adventurous, and I think my parents were a little more like working hard as you do when you come to this place, conservative. So I went to school and I was learning the Russian language. I was trying to learn it, but the teacher was Polish, and but my parents didn't really encourage. They didn't encourage it.
Do you remember any of it now?
I know how to count to 10. Один, два, три, четыре, пять, шесть, семь, восемь, девять, десять. And spasiba, thank you, and so on.
Spasiba, not placebo.
Yeah, not placebo. Spasiba.
Spasiba.
Yeah.
Spasiba.
Yeah, which is thank you.
Yeah, you know what? I've been asking people, I like languages. I'd like to learn more things. I thought it was placebo.
Oh,
say it again. Spasiba.
Yes, that's beautifully said.
Spasiba. I usually pronounce things right when I know what I'm saying.
Yeah. You have to hear it right, yeah.
Counting. How many languages do you speak?
One. One real language, English.
You don't speak your native like Ghanaian or nothing like that?
Well, I mean, I was so young when I got here, and then my parents wanted me to catch up real quick. So there was like, so whenever I spoke our language, they would speak English. Because I remember when I went to school, I was just looking at people that were talking, and I had no idea, and I was just looking at them.
Yeah.
But after 3 months, I was speaking the language.
Wow.
Yeah, 3 months. I remember like it was yesterday.
Wow.
They were just looking at me, and I was looking at them, and because I couldn't communicate, maybe some of them thought, we can pick on this boy. There's always people like that. But the problem for them was that I was coming from a very proud place, and I was just one mean, tough cookie. I used to just mash people up for looking at me in the wrong way. I was so tough. Whether they were 11 or 15, I was just going after them, and it was crazy. The school called my parents and said, calm this boy down. But, that helped because I super calmed down when I started going to secondary school. Completely changed. I just became so calm because I got all that
out of you.
Out of me, yeah.
Do you think that was because of partly, not just because you were being proud, but because of the change in your environment, the sudden change in your environment, that you had that kind of anger in you or that?
Yeah, I think I wasn't angry. I was just like, don't mess with me.
Okay.
But because I had loads of friends, and even in the secondary school, I used to like take care of the little you were being bullied and so on. I'd be like, don't do that and so on. Just peace, calm, you know. So I guess it was more like, don't let people mess you around, which is what my parents told me. Don't just take it.
Zero tolerance.
Yeah. But, I teach my kid now that if something happens, he has to talk to somebody, talk to the teacher, or tell the person if they want to have a conflict with him, tell them, well, we can have a conflict, but I'm going to tell the teacher, I'm going to go tell my parents, I'm going to tell everyone. So if you want to go that route, there's going to be a problem, but it's going to be...
It's going to escalate.
It's going to escalate, but I'm going to have to share this with somebody, so then they can think about whether they still want to tackle you or back down. So that's a no... It's different to what I used to do. And I said, you can, no physical. So just, take it easy as far as you can and just share this with somebody. But I don't know if that's what would happen in a place like London or because where I was living, there's very little of this kind of thing.
Violence?
So little. People can walk on the street.
Oh, where you're living now?
So where I was living in Hong Kong.
Oh, where you living in Hong Kong? Okay.
That was one of the first things I found was that people could walk on the streets anytime, night or day, man, woman or child, and it was no problems. So, some of the things
if you don't speak into the mic, we'll lose you.
So there was no problems. So I have to be kind of aware of my environment to say, this may work here, but it may not work somewhere else.
You're very, very astute. Even after, I know you're a big man, you've learned stuff as well, but that's putting that thought process into practice. Even the fact of, when you're young, I'm going to defend myself, let people don't mess with me, so you're going to know. But understand your environment, your surroundings. Not everyone gets that. And it's like, once you can understand that, you can actually go anywhere in the world, because you know trouble has got the same face wherever you go.
Yes.
Like, you know,
yes.
danger has got the same
yes.
face. You see, whether or not you recognise it when it's coming towards you, but it's always the same kind of thing. When things are brewing, they're brewing.
They're brewing.
And when things are good, they're good.
Yeah.
What area did you live when you came?
To
England.
Here. When I first arrived.
Yeah.
Nottingham.
Nottingham.
Yeah. 6 years in Nottingham.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how did you find it then?
I love the place. Yeah, everybody was so friendly. You know, when you're walking on the street to go to like the city centre, you walk and then you get that and you're hi. And then you come to London and it's completely different. You don't even say hi to your neighbour. You don't do that.
It doesn't hi to you,
yeah, it's like, you know, different.
Totally different.
Overpopulated.
Yeah, just even a different, because even it's a different mindset, innit? They like Birmingham and things like that. You still got people, they're more friendly up north.
Way more friendly up there.
You know, even when they dance people, they're more friendly. It's just like, do you think it's because we've got so many different people here?
Yes.
Yeah.
The diversity, because not everyone's from here that's here.
Yes.
Basically, but we're in Nottingham more. The concentration is people from Nottingham, people from Manchester. They come from there. They live there. Born and raised. Generations going back and stuff as well.
Yeah, so same schools. Like, it's not a village, but it's like a bigger village.
Like a bigger village. Yeah.
Whereas here, it's one of the centres of different cultures in London.
Nottingham.
London.
Oh, London is.
Yeah, the people from all around the world are here.
Yeah.
And they're holding their ground.
Yeah, sorry?
And they're holding the space.
Ground. Yeah.
True.
That's what makes it interesting for me.
Yeah.
Now, that's what we could talk to anyone. When you're born here, you could actually go anywhere, talk to anyone. You're not surprised by anything. It's just like, how can I say, I don't blame certain people for racism.
Yeah.
I don't blame certain people for prejudice and stuff, because some of it's ignorance. They haven't been exposed to certain things.
Yeah.
Like, we've been lucky here in London, or we've grown up in London, and voice behind the camera, and this young lady here as well, to see these things in from primary school, growing up and stuff.
Yeah.
So even if your parents don't show you stuff, you witness it, you're climatized to it, you can understand it a bit better.
Yeah.
So it's not something that's strange or alien to you.
Absolutely, yeah. I agree with that.
So you've come back, you've done the maths and stuff. Did you complete your schooling all here in London?
So secondary school in Nottingham.
Okay.
And then college I came to London.
Okay.
My sister came here first, about 6 months or a year before I did.
Okay.
And so I stayed to London. Yeah, we came together to England.
Okay.
Yeah, my bigger sister. My toughest adversary when we were young. She is the only one that could
deal with you.
Deal with me. I found that the wrong way. She's the only one. she's a wonderful lady. She really is.
So beautiful.
Yeah. So she came here first, and then I joined her in London, and I went to Southwark College.
Southwark.
Yeah.
Okay. Southeast, right? Southeast.
Yeah. Blackfriars.
Blackfriars. Okay.
Yeah. I was going to college when they had a march many years ago, and the newspapers, they labeled it Black Day at Blackfriars.
Yeah. Was the Black March, yeah? What a headline. What a headline. Do you know what year that was?
It should be about 81, something like that, 80, 81, 82, 80, 81. Because I went to college 80 to 82.
80, okay.
Yeah, and I remember that march was right past our college. We saw it. And the headlines, you like to love it.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
So why did they call it that? There's a grievance here, but the way they turned it to that, it was so funny. Black Day at Blackfriars.
What did you study?
I did physics, chemistry, maths, all the science ones.
Numbers.
Mm-hmm.
Are you working within that field now?
Oh, sorry, 1 second. Is a demonstration over 13 young black people stop traffic, the deaths of 13 young black people. Stop traffic on Blackfriars Bridge, signal lights turn, movement for the UK, race equality. It's for race equality. The Black People's Day of Action March took place on March the 2nd, 1981, 6 weeks after the crossfire that claimed the lives of 13 young black people.
That is something, right? What they were marching for, it's not a small thing. And then you just go, Black Day at Blackfriars.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Even the fact that it's called Blackfriars.
No, the bridge is called Blackfriars.
Blackfriars Bridge.
Court is called that as well.
Yeah?
There's a Blackfriars court, Blackfriars area, Blackfriars.
Because they marched across the Blackfriars Bridge, so they took that opportunity to label it as such. I think it was the Sun newspaper.
Yeah, you've got here. We've got We've got the Sun, we've got the Sun and the National Triumph.
Wow.
Yeah, Black Day and Black Friday.
I remember the strangest things. I don't know.
Yeah,
How many years ago?
It's good. It's good to remember stuff like that. See it there?
Wow.
Nonsense.
They were marching for something
serious. Something integral.
And they were not violent or anything, just a nice march. So it's not all the newspaper that reported it again, but the one or two can cause a problem. It's like a nice big bowl of water, and you just need to drop a little bit of dirt in it and to try to mess it up.
Yeah, totally contaminated.
Yeah.
So you was asking a question about the education in what he was doing at the thing, wasn't you?
Yeah. So you.
Yeah.
What you do? What did you go on to do after?
Yeah. So I wasn't sure what I really wanted to do. I didn't know when I was going into university. Eventually, it was like actually I wanted to be an accountant, but my parents were like, too many accountants. Everybody's an accountant. In those days, all the Africans that we knew wanted to be accountant or doctor or something like that. So they said, too many accountants. But actually, if I went into that, I'd probably have been making loads of money.
Yeah, you're good with numbers.
Yeah. So eventually, I came down to two things, which was civil or chemical engineering.
Okay, that's good.
And I chose civil engineering because I wasn't sure. And I remember somebody advising me, look, do your degree, and at the end you can choose something else if you want.
Specify,
yeah. So just get that discipline of a degree and then off you go.
And keep moving,
yeah. So I did the degree in civil engineering in Hatfield. It was called Hatfield Polytechnic at the time. And another interesting thing is when I went there, right, every single black person I saw, I used to say hi to them because there was hardly any. Coming from London, right, 2 years in London, you don't say hi to people. But when I got there, I was like, oh, there's a black person, hello. I was saying hi to them. And what was interesting as well was there was about 60 of us, I think, in our class, big class, foreigners, locals. And I saw that, like, there was a section and it was full of the black foreigners, and the locals and the South Africans were in one section. I was like, what's happening here? It was strange. But this was in the 80s, yeah.
And South Africans?
White South Africans.
White South Africans. Okay.
They seemed to be able, because they were like foreign too, but they could share the same space. Yeah. So I found it a little bit strange. But I think it was just the culture of people not knowing each other and being wary of each other. So the Chinese, the Malaysians, the Arabs. So I had friends from places like Pakistan and Malaysia. There's another place in the Middle East. And I kind of hung out there because I felt like they needed a little bit more help and understanding in the country that they were in. Not because I didn't want to be in the other place, which was my culture now was more or less like an Englishman. But, I felt like it's nice to mix with people from different places, learn how things are with them.
Definitely.
So,
After you graduated, what did you do? How long between
3 years? 3 years.
China?
Straight away, 3 years graduated.
Yeah.
And again, interestingly, people were getting jobs, and I was only one of 18 people
wasn't getting a job, but had a qualification.
Passed everything one go, straight away passed, right? And then they used to give you this, how do you call it? Like you can get jobs experience, so
work experience.
Work experience, yeah. And people were getting it, and I was like, hey, what about me? But I also noticed something about that as well. So there was some institutionalized things going on there, which I recognized at that age. I was aware. It didn't get me down. I didn't feel like, oh, I deserve this, but I noticed it. I noticed it.
That's what I do. I'd rather just notice it and work around it rather than letting things affect me, because there's so many things going on. You know what I mean? People's opinions, people's way of thinking. You have to fall to that all the time.
That's right.
You're going to be falling all the time. Do you know what I mean?
There is something else as well from what you said that I also recognized deeply, and I still do right now. When I was going to university, my parents weren't rich. They were hardworking. They didn't have money. And I applied for a grant from 2 different governments. One of them said, oh, look at your handwriting. What is that? The other one said, yes, we'll give you a grant. They gave me a grant and I completed my university. The government here. So how can I say anything against them per se. There's good, there's bad. It's complicated.
So
we can't.
So that was to me, that was opportunities that we had, and they were there. And that's which is a beautiful thing. And if you're prepared to take advantage of them, even though we've gone through a lot as black people, and we're constantly going through stuff even up to now. But if you could just get on basically and take advantage of the things you had around you,
you have to.
We could genuinely better ourselves.
We could, and we should. We have to not be so...
Make ourselves stronger, basically.
Yeah. So I'm going to come to that one as well, yeah. So I recognized that I'd been helped to get my degree from
the government.
So I went into civil engineering. I spent about 3 months. The A40, I think, I was there, one of the site engineers. Young one, yeah.
Wow.
And I lasted about 3 months. It was winter. It was cold. My hands were like ice, and I had all these people working around me, and their hands big, and it's like glowing with heat. And I was like, "This is not for me." So I stopped. I couldn't do it.
You put in work on the A40.
Yeah, 3 months.
Down the A40, this gentleman helped to build the A40. You understand that? Yeah?
3 months.
But yes. You still started.
And I was there.
Yeah. Look what your 3 months work. The bridge may fall down. You know what I'm saying? Sorry, just go on.
Excuse me. So then I went on. I changed and I started fresh, working for what was it? It was a jewelry company.
Jewelry.
Yeah.
So you changed career altogether.
Completely changed. Excuse me, sorry, I've been in the call for 2 hours.
Yeah, you're right. It's understandable. Whoever doesn't know what it's doing. Right
yeah, but I started I just took the job that I could, and then after a short while, they thought, "Oh, this guy knows what he's doing," so they just quickly promoted me. Yeah, so I didn't mind that, and then from that, I changed to work in a company called Simmons & Simmons, which is a law firm.
Heard of that?
Simmons & Simmons, yeah, it was one of the top 6 law firms in the UK or something. The interesting thing about that place was when I got there, I think there was a couple of people, one of them's a cleaner, so black, and the rest is not black, yeah. And so kind of when people saw you, this is just my impression, I could be wrong, but they kind of thought, oh, are you going to clean us? Yeah, and then they quickly realized, oh, okay. This guy is not a cleaner.
Yeah, he's on par with us.
So I wasn't a lawyer or anything. I worked in the IT department. But what I did was I just focused on what I was doing, and honestly, I did the best job that I could. I wasn't lazy. If something needed fixing, I stayed till 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 hours beyond the time I was supposed to be there. So eventually, people were calling me up. Oh, can you get that guy to come and fix our thing? And
reputation preceded you.
Yeah, and I felt like. I was conscious that it's like an ambassador thing because I didn't have a chip on my shoulder. So we were all just talking normally and friends, and the next person they employed in our department was black.
Well done.
And the next person they employed was black. And the next person they employed was black.
Well done.
And the next one they employed was from Goa.
But
you know what I mean?
Yeah, no,
so your attitude can really make a difference. You're like an ambassador if you go somewhere where they don't understand
your people even.
I mean, it wasn't so much my culture because my culture was Nottingham, London, but you can get people that don't know and they see a reflection and they think, oh, you're going to behave this way.
Yeah.
Because sometimes people behave that way because they feel aggrieved.
It's good to challenge it and show them that we're made up of a lot of different people like any other nationality, any other race.
Absolutely.
It's a beautiful thing to be able to do that as well.
Yeah.
Me personally, not to digress from talking about you, because of my size, on top of me being black, there's certain things that they automatically perceive. You can see on people's faces sometimes.
Yeah.
And to be able to change that narrative and just talk to make people just understand that every human being is good and bad. Okay, I'm black, but I'm not here to rob you. I'm not here to rape and pillage and rob the village. It's just come on, mate. Do you know what I mean? But the only way to do it is by challenge, by not doing it.
Yeah. One thing I say as well is that no other let's just say culture or colour or creed has to put everyone that's the same colour as them, tone as them, into one basket.
Yes, sir.
Everyone you address people by their countries.
But this was years ago, so I thought that kind of stopped. But
no. What do we stop? No.
Oh, let's no.
No,
this was
stops.
years ago.
If things change, they evolve. They don't stop. as far as I'm concerned, they could, like energy, it travels from one form
passing
to
it on, right?
Yeah.
Damn.
Because you how can I put it? You got the whole BLM thing and certain other things. They're saying, okay, we're doing this now, so this is what it is. We'll give you one, like everyone's complaining, you get 1 month in the year of Black History, the whole year should be Black History. So by definition, these things are still happening. When you're saying you're giving us stuff, which you're a human being, you've got your stuff already. How can you give us what we already own? You know what I mean? No, how can you give us what we already own? Like, give me some, innit? Give me some, come on, give me some. Yeah. And I just thought about that now. You can't give us what we already own. It's our history, right? You can't tell us when we can't celebrate it.
No, exactly.
So even when they're doing this, it adds to that. What you're saying is still going on. Sorry, Jay. You said it's still going. Yeah, it's still going on. It's still going on. Human beings always be human beings.
You know, like their country. You know, like if you look at the map, you say, all right, cool. This is where these people come from. This is where these people come from. This is where these people come from. Right? And where the places that let's just say England, for instance, because that's where we are. There's so much expected of this country through the rights that they already give. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, I understand the things, the prejudice and all of these things that we have a lot of high expectations in this country because of rules that they have set. You know what I'm saying?
So true, yes.
Yeah, and so it's like we couldn't even go back to our country and expect half of the things that we asked them of.
100%.
Do you understand what I'm saying? So we go on so particular about how we're being treated here, treated there, treated. Go to your country and say that, and see if they don't just run up in your house.
Yeah, but the difference.
Police.
Yeah, but the difference between that is like my mum's first generation. I'm first generation. My mum wasn't born here. I've contributed to this. We contribute to this on a daily basis.
Absolutely.
Like I haven't contributed to the African market. I'm not saying you're absolutely right.
Yeah.
But if I was in Nigeria now, Africa, and I contributed to that, then I could say that. But I've literally contributed to this, like through taxes, through this, through my attitude, through going to school.
That's why
we're all part of this.
No, you're right. But that's why when there's issues in Africa, we don't feel like we're part of it neither. So we're not going to ever help Africa or grow the economy in Africa because we don't feel like we're part of it. We're too busy complaining in England and in America about what they're doing. But we could actually, there's lots of things going on in quote unquote back home, and we ain't doing nothing about it. In the Caribbean, I'm just saying, in our countries, there's loads of things going on that we're not doing anything about.
I think people are challenging them, but I just think also
people just would rather take claim of somewhere that they're more comfortable and in a place where you're.
That's not fair. That's not fair, because what I say to you, what I pose to you is, you're on a greater scheme. You're right. You can see stuff's out there that people are like that, but in the same way that we're not shown the positive affirmations that was going on in our culture, there's positive things going on. There's people Acorns building a city back in Africa.
That's an American man building this city.
But there's other people doing it. I'm not saying you're wrong.
No, what I'm saying,
other people are doing it, but they're not being highlighted. There's people 100%. Doing stuff back home. Even the last person was on our show saying giving back and everything. People are doing stuff.
All for profit, and there's no problem with that. But I'm saying the complaining that we do here is not always for profit.
It's for equality.
It's for equality.
We've got equality in our country.
No, we ain't got equality in our own countries.
I think I've got equality in my country.
Wait, Nigeria, bro?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Well, last year was praying for Nigeria.
Yeah, I know the pain, but no matter what, I'm still a black man in Nigeria. I might be a broke black man. I'm just a man, sorry. In Nigeria, I'm just a man. I might be a broke man, a rich man, but I'm just a man. Here, I'm a black man.
They're looking at you like English man.
No, I'm a man.
No, I understand that, but you understand what I'm saying? They're going to call you English. Like when I go to Kenya, they're calling me Mazungu. You know what I'm saying? They're calling me English man.
I don't mind them calling me that.
I don't mind that. I'm just saying. My whole point is, if we was called African here, we would have a problem with that. If it's not by our own people. You understand what I'm saying? So like if someone says, "Are you African?" Go back to Africa.
Yeah. Did they used to say that to you?
Yeah.
They used to say that to me. It was supposed to be an insult.
But when they say
idiots, they're all trying to go there now. Everyone's trying to get to Africa.
When a man in Africa told you, go back to England.
Everyone's trying to get to Africa now.
But you know what I'm saying? If a man in Africa told you, go back to England, English man.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
You know something? I have to say this. We need strong, clever minds from all the variety of places to talk like this with absolute respect, by sharing what you actually really passionately believe in, because from there we're going to figure it out. We need to be able to do this.
This is why podcasts
I love this. You have different views, and as we talk, we're going to figure it out. I love this.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
Because half of the things that we've been given,
seriously,
the narratives, they're kind of over. If you understand what I'm saying, they're over. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, they're eyesores. The eyesores, right? Yeah, the eyesores, they can't keep going on like when Margaret Thatcher was in power. Do you know what I
mean? I remember that time.
Yeah.
But I mean, I have to say something though. I'm kind of in both my experience, just my experience.
You speak freely. Here you're amongst friends.
When I did go back to Ghana after 20 years, I was kind of like a foreigner. Yeah. I know I'm Ghanaian, but it's like you have this foreigner thing, and the people. My sister went shopping and they charged say 1,000, but the local hair, the people that live there, they'll charge 100 because they recognize we can take an opportunity there.
10 times more.
Yeah, they 10 times more.
Not even 2 or 3 or 4.
Yeah,
or 5.
But so I think there is this there's this point where we have to recognize that no matter where we live, there are some wonderful people and there's some absolute demons.
Definitely,
it's a mixture.
Again, please?
Some wonderful people and absolute demons.
And every culture.
Really.
In every culture.
Yeah.
Demon possessed. What they do is.
I believe, like, you see when you say tribe.
Seriously.
Like tribes. You know, this whole world's got tribes of people. And you know, like, even the reason why you guys are sitting here now, is because you recognize tribe.
Tribal life. No, listen, the way we join together.
Yeah, but that's tribe. That's what I say is tribe. Tribe's not like this place you come from and they put you in it. Tribe is like a soul thing to me, you know what I'm saying? It's like a soul tribe thing. Like people with similar souls and similar, you become like a tribe because it doesn't matter where you are. I could go and meet people today, and like I said, just met you today, but I feel like you're part of the tribe. She's part of the tribe. It's a soul thing. Do you get what I'm saying? It's like vibration, where you're vibrating, the frequency you're on.
Yeah.
I don't feel like it's got nothing to do with colour, because if I did think it had something to do with colour, I'd be pissed, because I'd be just relying solely
on the colour,
on the complexion, and then everyone in your family is not the same complexion, so it just starts getting complex.
It's complex, yeah.
Shout it out loud.
Do you get what I'm saying?
I'm black and I'm proud.
See?
Shout it out loud.
I'm not black neither.
I'm black and I'm proud. I don't care about that colour thing with you. Yeah, let's go, Joseph. So, la 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 la.
You see?
La 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 la.
Black people don't want the truth.
Yeah, this colour thing too much.
No, but it's the truth. You say you're calling yourself a colour that you're not.
No, but I don't need to go on that. I don't digress to that right now.
See? That's what we say all the time, but we're always talking about race.
Jersey.
Do you get what I'm saying? So it always ends up being a subject.
You finished university. After finishing university, what did you do after that?
So he doesn't want to figure it out.
So I did a few months in civil engineering, and then I went into working for a jewelry company.
Yes, as you said.
And then I went to IT. Okay, so I worked for Siemens. Okay. Yeah.
Okay, after Siemens.
Yeah. So and you know, when I was at Siemens as well, it wasn't that I was smiling and being there, whatever you say, because maybe one of the top 3 guys, he came down to our department and he was demanding something. And I said to him, if you ask me in the right way, I will do it.
Yeah.
You know, and my boss was like, you can't talk to him like that. I was like, if the president of the world came and talked to me with disrespect, I would not accept it.
Yeah. Good. Yeah,
that's just who I am.
You did your job.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, so you have to have your pride, you have to have your respect. Yeah. Otherwise, what are we as human beings?
That's right.
Definitely. Please say that again. This is your camera here. You have to have your pride. God, please.
Yeah, you have to have your pride, 100%. So no matter who wants to disrespect you, you need to not accept it.
So we have a human
bottom line. Yeah, we are human beings.
Yeah.
And you know, they are born the same way we're born. They're going to die the same way we are. What gives them the right to disrespect it? Because they have a position.
Wow.
Because you let them.
Wow.
Why?
Because people believe in narratives. You know, the lazy narratives of who should be in power.
Yeah.
And that's why they give us so many things in films and depict people in certain places. Because through them depicting people in big places, even them depicting Jesus a certain colour and all these different things, it's all for you to look at, you to feel, okay, this is where my respect should go, or this is where I should look at these people like this, I should look at these people like that. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And until we kind of take back, and again, when I say it's not just, I don't think it's just people of like, let's say brown colour. I think it's like people of
not black
just people. Yeah, I'm saying. I just think people and people should, like, again, because we come, a lot of us come from places, that are amazing to live in, and you can actually you can have a really good life in these places. But they sold them so well that even this place is better than to be in the tropical. Like somehow people think it's better to be here than in the tropical land.
Yeah.
Do you understand what I'm saying? Where the sun is doing what it's supposed to do every day.
Those poor countries, which have most of the minerals and stuff in the world. The poor countries.
Yeah. So poor. And then here, what is it that we're benefiting? Like, even if you're at your best here, you're under grey skies most of the time. You know what I'm saying? You're under whatever money you make, you haven't really got time to spend it.
Yeah.
And then like,
I'll give it to me, I'll spend it.
you understand what I'm saying?
Well, I'll find time to spend it.
I'm talking about lifestyle. I'm talking about general lifestyle. So they go on like everyone else in these other countries are so much quote unquote poorer, when their life quality are better.
Oh, it's hell of a lot better. It's hell of a lot better. This is what I want to understand now. So, you know, in comparison, you've lived here. You don't really live in Ghana, but you went back to Ghana. You live in Hong Kong.
Yeah.
In comparison, which for you was the best place to live, or the place you enjoyed the most, and why?
That's a good question. When I was younger in Ghana, I was having a fantastic time. Yeah. We were making like cars out of sardine cans, you know, running on the road, streets and everything. And we were super happy. And then later on, somebody told us that you're not happy because you don't have this, you don't have that.
Do you understand?
And I was like...
Somebody you saying, isn't it?
Yeah, so when we were younger, we knew that we were happy, super happy, running around, playing with kids, going, traveling here, there, everywhere, danger, not danger, living our lives. The village, everyone was your like your auntie or your uncle or something. If they saw something that was going wrong, they'll come and deal with it or tell you or something. We were happy. And then we'll still be happy. But I was told later on I realized that we were being told that you're not happy unless you have this and that, you know, and you're not well.
Brainwash.
Yeah. Now, if you were feeding your baby milk, a mother,
mother's milk,
then hey, you should be using
Coca-Cola,
something else, because it's better. They put it in a can. It comes from another land and it's fantastic for you. What the hell is that? We lost our minds. And we accepted it. And then you wondered why kids started developing things that they never developed before, because what was given for, I don't know, since the beginning of time for human beings was taken away and replaced with a can of powder, and then you put their water in it because it came from another land and it's good for you. So that must be the best for us. And that's the kind of mentality that started to erode what we had learned for generations upon generations upon generations.
I've been places. I've been in Africa. I've been in the Caribbean and had a conversation with people and changed their whole way of thinking, like of where they are. You know, they're all like, yeah, it'd be nice. I'm telling them that there ain't nothing there. People, if you think about it, people save to come here for holiday. You know it. It's not like you don't know it. People save in England to come here on holiday. And if it was up to them, they would live here. Because we've been able to experience what's going on here. You know, like our grandparents and that, they was told this place was paved with gold. Do you understand? When I used to, I
remember that.
I thought that was a figure of speech.
Yeah,
but it's not even a figure of speech. They were told this was paved in gold, gold pavement.
I remember that.
Just pick it up. Just pick it up on the road.
Yeah, just pick up gold on the road. These times now, you're living in gold in Africa. You're literally
the ground is laden with gold.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
mad. That's mad. It's crazy.
I thought it was just me. I love Ghana. I still love it now. I love the place. When I went back after 20 years, you know, I felt like I'm just a human being.
Yeah, I had the same feeling. That's what I said to you. That's what I'm saying. That was my first thing. Like, and I don't want to digress, but I'm glad you gave me space. I love the way you talk. You give me space to talk to you. I love it. Yeah, when I first went to Nigeria, because I was born here, the very first time I went to Nigeria, and remember I was born in London, so all my life this is all I've known. When I got off the plane, it was a different feeling. As I got into town and got around all these other people, I was just a man. It was unbelievable. I cannot explain it into words. I can't construe it to you any better. I know you
have to experience it. You have to. You really do.
But everyone out here who's of a black heritage, any black country you go to, you'll feel it. But if you go to the one that's affiliated to your family as well, you'll feel it more. Yeah. You understand? You're not what everyone else is telling you. Like Joseph was saying, you're a human being. Yeah. You're just here. People are trying to tell you you're not, but you go there. You're just a human being. You understand? Your power's endless. Yeah. But anyway, I just got there. And I just felt like a man. Yeah. Not a black man.
I felt like the majority, and that's what it was. That's what was different for me. When I got to Kenya when I was younger, and I was going to bury my granddad and that, but so we was with family, and then like you just felt like you're not the
minority.
You're not the minority, but everyone here is black.
Yeah, it's like you can actually literally identify with everybody.
Yeah. Everyone
literally.
here is my people. So it's like, that's how I was thinking, you know, and that was what, it felt good. It's like, usually we go to events or go to places, and for that day, everyone around is, you know what I mean, your people. So
you like weddings and stuff like that.
Weddings or park, you remember them old school park festivals and all of that kind of thing, you know what I'm saying? So when you're actually in a place where it's just majority, and the thing is in Kenya, there are different cultures there. You will see white people, you'll see Italian people, you'll see, and then like, do you know what I'm saying? So there's a lot of things that they don't tell you about Africa. When you're there, you're just like, this is not even that different from England. If you understand what I'm saying. Still, when you go to the city is the city. You're still going to see the same banks. You know, it's pretty much everywhere. You know what I mean?
Barclays,
all of these. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Might see Nando's, KFC. You know what I mean?
Now you do, definitely.
Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, even from back then, like, I'm talking like 20 years ago and things like that as well. Wow. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, even them times there was, it still had, when you go to the city is the city anyway.
Yeah.
That's something I say as I've travelled. Any city you go to, you would just feel like you're in the city. Because you see Barclays, you see whatever, you know what I'm saying? And you're like,
man.
Do you know what I'm saying? So there's a lot of things that we just don't get told about certain things in certain places.
Yeah.
And even just assuming that everyone has privileges, depending on their tone, to me, again, or wherever they come from, I think is a lie.
Well, you know that's bullshit. We know that it's not dependent on where you come from, because where we live.
Yeah, but
even just we live right here, we've got Camden and like you got Regent's Park, and then you got isn't on the other side of the border. You don't have kind of money.
Character's everything, you know what I'm saying? Because I've seen
character.
I've seen poor people that we've come from poverty and had good character, and I've seen people that are rich that have come from lots of money, but they just got good character. It's not, they don't overload it over people. You don't even know about it not because they don't want to share their funds, just because they don't want it to. Do you understand what I'm saying? They don't want to
say your money now, armed you.
They don't want to make it an issue. You understand what I'm saying? I just say, but when you mingle with lots of different people, you understand a lot of people's backgrounds, and everyone just wants to be normal.
Yeah.
Everyone just wants to be able to go to, let's say, Shoreditch or Camden and link up. Let's link up in Shoreditch, Camden.
You take it for face value, take it and what they put out.
You understand what I'm saying? Rather than trying to find out my bank account or find out my heritage bank account or where I've come from, because it kind of don't mean that. There's a lot of suicide in the higher class, and there's a lot of different level of struggle and problems to go on in the places. So that's why I always feel like everyone has different things to overcome to get towards your goal, but that's part of life. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that is life.
Overcoming your goals, overcoming your struggles to get to your goals. So there's going to be many, but I don't think it's good for us to allow us to be born with just like, say for instance, whoever was in this room before you guys came in, yeah? And let's just say for instance, there was a Nigerian and a Ghanaian man that was in here yesterday, and they disrespected me, yeah? And now I'm gonna, you're Ghanaian, he's Nigerian, I'm gonna have the same
Are you Nigerian?
opinion.
Not yet. One day. When I grow up.
Whatever, yeah. No, I'm messing with you.
No, it's cool, but I'm saying I'm gonna be mad at you two for the guys of yesterday.
If you're stupid.
But then it goes to the same of that whole thing of us being mad at people for some stories of 400 years ago. And that.
Yeah, that's only stupid. And I reiterate, stupid people jump on that bandwagon, or ignorant people, and people get wool pull over their eyes. But yeah,
we just need to do our own things, and we're definitely in a space to do it now more than ever.
Yeah, I think we're doing it. We're doing it now.
I think we have been.
If not now, then when?
Well, I think we've been doing it for years, just not highlighted. Do you know what I'm saying? They don't highlight, and there's lots of cultures and countries that don't highlight. I think we get a small window of news about a small window of things.
Yeah.
And that's why you got the language barriers, because the language barriers helps to divide. Do you know what I'm saying? Because if we all understood what each other was saying, then we might have been able to come to one conclusion a bit quicker. You know what I mean?
I would have had more children.
I'm sure you're doing quite well.
I'm playing. Look at your face. Nonchalant. No, that's it.
Wait, what?
So now you're going to talk about Hong Kong, right?
Yes.
You've spoken about.
Yeah.
You finished all that Ghana?
Yeah, so I love Ghana. I love the food, amazing food.
Yeah.
Yes, what the food? Sorry. Food is very close to my heart.
Whose jollof you think is better?
I haven't tried them. I just only the Ghanaian one.
See, yeah.
Yeah. So I've yet to try the Nigerian one. So I need to find out.
That was his polite way of saying the Ghanaian one.
Oh, I've tried it.
Do you hear what this gentleman says? And I'm not talking to him in the studio. I'm talking to people at home right now. My friend asked him, does he the whole jollof war, Nigerian and Ghanaian? Said Joseph with a Technicolor Dreamcoat took it to the level. I've never heard that answer before. The way they answer, he just closed the case. I have never tasted Nigerian one before. Well done. I don't blame you.
I'm waiting.
God bless you. Yeah, I'll make a point if you getting some. Will you eat it?
Yeah.
Okay. I just bat the Nigerian jollof out the place. You talking about? Yeah. Any other food from Ghana you want to talk about? Because I don't want you to talk about what I want to know as well. Yeah.
Food. It's just lit up.
You went to live. Yeah, I love food. Everyone knows me. I like. You see me sit up when I'm talking right now.
Yeah.
You went to live in China. Chinese people, not being stereotypical or racist, because I'm none of them things. But I believe Chinese people eat almost anything and everything. There's nothing that's prohibited. If I'm wrong, forgive me. But I believe this to be the case. Now, moving from Africans, us, we eat bush meat, we eat cow's foot, people eat snake and all that. But I'm just saying, moving from one to the other, the food, the diet thing, how hard was that for you to change because you lived in Hong Kong, so you had to eat the food what was there, right?
That was...
Let me know. It's what the Ghanaian food, your favourites, and then we'll go into Hong Kong food afterwards.
Right. So I love my Ghana because I'm born, that's my heritage. I've been in the UK, because you're asking me which three countries.
Yeah, definitely.
And the UK has treated me really well, as far as I can...
Come on, fire mash, come on, jelly deals. Hey, get in there, my son.
So,
told in the hole. So spotted dick. Sticky
food. That was one of my biggest challenges. I almost wanted to cry sometimes.
What? Where?
Because
in China?
Because I wanted my yam.
Yeah,
I did. I wanted my jollof rice.
What did they have?
I want
egg fried rice.
They have great food, delicious food. They really do. But the one that you've been having for a mighty long time. It's like the music you love, right? You can, whether it be whatever music you love, and then you go somewhere else, they play other kinds of music. Yeah, it might be really nice, but wouldn't it be nice if I could get that other music? Yeah. So it's not that's not nice. Yeah. It's just I miss.
Okay, yeah.
And I miss it bad, and I couldn't get it there.
Yeah. You know they say that the mind is preconditioned. When you eat certain things, the mind will now tell you, okay, I want some fried yam, or I want fish and chips. I told you about my love for chips. Sometimes I want it, I don't know why I want it, because your taste buds and everything, it's all correlated. Yeah. The sense memory, you want that because it makes you feel a certain way, as my learning friend Albert said. Yeah, so there's that. Yeah. And so that was that. You remember the food you wanted. Like you said, this food wasn't terrible. Yeah. But you just wanted just like,
it's good.
A nice fish and chips sometimes.
Yeah.
That's me anyway.
Yeah.
Or nice jollof rice.
Yeah. So that was one of the biggest things. But I found out because I did make a move to China for a few years. So I was traveling between China and Hong Kong all the time.
What's the difference? Ain't Hong Kong the capital of China?
Okay, so Hong Kong is... This is complicated because it was separate from mainland China.
Oh, when the British owned it?
The British owned it, and the China was China, and you've got the border, you've got the passports to get into China.
Wow.
So you can be Chinese, but some will call themselves Hong Kongese because Hong Kong. And they're Chinese.
And they'd have the British passport then?
They had the Hong Kong passport. They used to have something called British Dependent Territory Passport. So you're kind of part of Britain, but you're not. Yeah. It's really clever, So they felt like we're part of Britain, but we don't know.
It was actually in the Commonwealth kind of thing.
Yeah, but this was basically for Britain itself, so they couldn't go anywhere else with that passport. Okay. So if they wanted to go to China, they need to go through immigration and do all that. Yeah. And so after 97, it changed with respect to, they are now part of China. Before they were part of UK, now part of China. But China said one country, two systems, so you keep your way. Because China is very different to Hong Kong. There's a lot of freedoms, if you like, that the press can enjoy that you don't do in that. Hong Kong? Yeah, that you don't do that in China. You just don't. You can try. Bye-bye. So you can try.
Did you hear that? In the same way, you can try. Bye-bye. Yes, we'll speak later.
No matter who you are. You know, so when China took over, then they said X amount of years, 47 or whatever, before we really take over. We do one country, two systems. So even the Chinese language, you have Cantonese in Hong Kong, and you have Mandarin in China. So some people that speak Mandarin, they can't really understand the Cantonese so much. And there's people that speak Cantonese. Mandarin is challenge for them. So it's like slightly different languages. They have tones that are similar, like our countries, right? So Hong Kong was Hong Kong, and then China has the capital is Beijing. You know, 1.3 billion people in China, 7 million people in Hong Kong. And the Hong Kong way of life is very different. They work hard, they make their money, they can go up and down as they like, they can comment as they like, say what they like. China is different, you know. So
more dictator.
If you want to share certain comments, then good luck with that.
Yeah. So, as I said, do you think it will stay like that, or are they planning to change it to make it one thing, or they're going to keep it separated, do you think?
From what I can see, because there was this point where Hong Kong was one of the top financial cities in the whole world. London, New York, Hong Kong. These three are very powerful in the world. So, but they had
I heard
India.
India's become one of the superpowers.
Okay, but in the past, Hong Kong was like a golden goose. It was laying like the eggs.
Where is the Great Wall of China?
In
mainland. Hong Kong.
Mainland.
Mainland.
Yeah. Beijing area, mainland. Okay. So two very different places. So when the people from China were coming to Hong Kong, there's only a certain number that are allowed to come into Hong Kong at a time. Allowed to come in at a time and then go back again. So, you know, you have this...
They keep control over the flow of people as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Wow.
Yeah.
Some people, do you ever see anyone just trying not to go back?
To go back to...
China? To go to Hong Kong just like, leave it out.
Well, they would like to, but the control is quite...
It's strict.
It's extreme. It's strict, yeah.
They didn't even have the same internet as us, did they?
Different, yeah. So, for example, like one of the challenges for me when I started working in China was internet access. Because, Google, Facebook, whatever, but once you go into China, it's
different.
Not allowed. It's... You
huh?
cannot,
I know that.
It's banned.
So if I'm in Hong Kong...
Yeah.
I've got Facebook, Instagram, boom.
All legal.
When I go over to China, what have I got?
They've got Youku in place of YouTube.
Yeah.
Youku.
They got their own versions of everything.
Yeah.
So they've got their own social medias.
Exactly.
And they've got their own YouTube.
Yeah, Weibo, other things that replace these things,
Yeah, but the government have got control over.
Well, you can put something that is not pleasing to them and it will be removed and...
You may be removed too. I love the diplomacy when you're talking. Let's talk about food. What's the worst thing you've eaten out there?
The worst thing?
Yeah, that you've actually put in your mouth. Not you've been asked to eat and you didn't eat.
Yeah.
Like the worst thing you put in, you thought, I'll give it a go before. What's that?
Oh, man.
And I wish I had some yam right now.
Oh.
So many things.
I wish I had some jollof right now. Ready to jollof.
Oh, gosh, that's a good question.
Was you married over there?
Yeah.
Did your wife cook?
Yes, but in these days I cook more now.
I want to ask this one question first.
And this time,
you could have taught her the jollof rice and.
because my sister used to do that, so I didn't do it so well.
Okay,
that's why I need to experience the real deal again. You know. So I did the best I could. The challenge was finding the ingredients. When you don't have the ingredients, you have to think of another way, and then so I started like combining like Asian and African and European. UK man, Asian guy, African guy. So my foods these days are quite a fusion.
Yeah, fusion, it
must be nice. And I used to love the Indian foods as well. So I've got a little bit of a combination of that: African, European, Asian, Indian. It's all in there.
You have to make something for me, man.
Yeah, mashed potato and curry. Just kidding.
I'll be right for that.
I will make something for you.
So I want to know the answer to my question though.
Yeah.
The food.
Oh,
something that you've eaten that you actually put in your mouth. You thought, what's that?
Oh man, Gosh, that's really hard to think.
Or something you smelt, you thought, I
don't
want that.
No. Oh, man.
Back shoot. No, I saw back shoot. I'm just trying to say.
Well, that's
what I'm saying. That's what I was wanting to ask that question. There's certain food you breakfast, I'm not eating.
They eat lions' testicles, all kind of things.
Wow. Yeah. Well, there was something called bitter lemon that when I had it, I was like, wow, what is that? But the thing is, bitter lemon is... no, bitter melon. Bitter melon.
Bitter melon.
Yeah, it's a melon that's really bitter. Yeah, it's very bitter. Yeah, but the strange thing is, after a while, I started to get accustomed to it. Yeah, get a taste for it.
Yeah, that's humans, man.
Yeah. So if there's something I really don't like, I just wouldn't eat it. I wouldn't go there. I wouldn't do it. So that's why maybe I was finding it hard to answer your question, because I wouldn't. But there was one time I went, the first time I went to, maybe the second time to China, and I have a suspicion that the person that took us there gave us some food that was not what I was expecting, because they cooked and they brought this meat and everything, and then I hadn't seen it before. And then... I was trying to figure out what it was, and I was trying to be polite because this business guy, and he's taking me on the tour and he's giving me the VIP treatment and everything. And so he said, "Oh, this is a local delicacy." But I think later on, when I was explaining it, somebody was telling me it's probably fox.
Yeah, they eat a lot of that out there. You know that.
There's a certain region, because it's not everywhere.
Yeah,
this is one of the misconceptions, because maybe the majority of places don't do it, but there's certain regions where if it moves, yeah. So that's really tough. Like the dog and the way they prepare the food, sometimes it will make you want to cry when you see it. It's really. You
still see the live thing, the actual animal.
You really. I've seen the videos and so on. I've never been there to see it because I probably couldn't take it. I think the ways they see it is that if you put it through some kind of a pain, then it oozes something out to add to the flavor that they want. Wow. So they could have
you're talking animal cruelty now.
So they could have a Bunsen burner, for example, to roast that live. So this is tough.
Yeah.
Really tough.
That's what I'm saying, and they're just there. Let me not go too deep.
What does fox taste?
It tastes like chicken.
I'd assume so.
Says the vegan. You're vegan, aren't you? Says the vegan in the back.
Yeah, it was a very little taste, like not much taste, and it just felt strange. I'm like, I've never eaten anything like this, and I didn't know what it was. Yeah. And I was so scared. I was like, did I just have dog? But then apparently it was a fox.
So was you all right? Because it was fox, it was all right?
Well, it was less worse.
Than a dog.
Because obviously, no one was.
And so I from then on, I was like, okay, I need to be, because when you're new to somewhere, you're trying to figure out things out. Yeah. Then you make your steps, and then you know what's going on.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. So after that experience, I knew that I had to be more
vigilant in the future.
Yeah. So it's an experience, and that's the thing as well. I think I enjoyed about traveling. One of the reasons I stayed in Hong Kong was everything was different. The way the people were. Yeah. And I just loved the idea of learning something new, a new culture.
How did they treat you there, and how many black people did you see there?
Very few black people there. But somewhere like Guangdong, which is in China, there's an area, and there's like maybe 500,000 black people there. Yeah. It's crazy. Because I think they went there for business and so on and so forth. They settled, so they've got Little Africa or something like that. Yeah, and they got all the yams and everything there, and I badly wanted to go there. Yeah, I was thinking about it.
And I badly wanted to go there.
Yeah, man. Yeah. But they've got these yam pieces right in the shops, my local shops, and it's like this. And I was trying to describe to my wife the yams that we have.
Oh, the big yams.
This size, the yams. Yeah. Not this one.
Like that.
A strip of yam. Yam strip.
You should see it. Yeah.
How did you meet your wife?
On the dance floor. On the dance floor. Yeah. On the dance floor.
Dance floor? Where in China?
In Hong Kong.
In Hong Kong.
Yeah. China was the last 4 or 5 years that I was in and out of there. Okay. But before was Hong Kong.
Hong Kong, yeah.
So actually, when I was working in one of their companies, from Siemens to Lehman Brothers, before they finished, Okay. So I was one of the IT guys that was doing the backup for the year 2000 when everything was supposed to crash and so on. Yeah, and that's about the time I was about going to Hong Kong. So my friend invited me to take part in to learn salsa dancing.
Nice.
And I just imagine people in this.
Fiesta.
I know he was good at that. I saw the way he was dancing earlier. I know he was good at it.
Can you give us a little example, please? Joseph, give us a little sample.
I haven't done for more than 2 years.
Come on, man. I know you got a little something there.
Where's the music, man?
Take your headphones, bro. I'll get you some salsa music.
Oh, my gosh.
I'll get you some salsa music. 1 second. Yeah.
Normally, I'm showing the lady off, like.
We'll get some salsa music.
Jessica?
Yeah, my headphones.
Big guy, why?
Get it?
Wait.
That's not salsa music. Yeah.
What are you working with? Is it salsa?
It is. Yeah, it is.
It's like basic.
Salsa.
So you give it a hit.
Hey. Feet.
You respect. Hey. You got some flamboyance. Yeah, you look like a man, don't you? Come on.
Amazing. So that's how you got your wife, yeah?
Thank you.
Oh my God.
Them slick moves.
Wow, give it a sound.
Hey.
See, that's how you met your wife. I love your spirit.
Yeah, that's it was on the dance floor. So I took part. I went to learn to dance salsa. I loved that there were so many different people from around the world. It was so damn colorful.
Yeah.
From Italy, from Colombia, from Malaysia, from even from Nigeria.
Yeah.
So, good dancers from Nigeria.
Come on.
Definitely.
Yeah. So there was the whole world was there. I loved it. The Brits, everyone was there.
Wow.
And I learned how to dance, and then I took part in a competition just for fun. It was called the Salsa Championships, and and they had the heats in London, they had the heats here, there, everywhere. So I went to the heats in Oxford.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, because I thought, nobody knows me there, and I can just slip in and do a little bit. But there was a lot of people there. We had fun, me and my partner. Oh my God, it was even hotter, the competition. So after we won that first one, then we found out, I read in one of the salsa papers that it was a part of the European Championships.
You and your wife won that?
No, there's another girl. Yeah, okay. There was about 6 or 7 girls that used to go to the same club as I did, and we learned in the studio first, and then we went dancing. So one of them...
What you just said about the cup, repeat again?
So it's quite a few girls that...
Oh, the championships.
Yeah, it was... I found out after we did the competition, the first one, that was around one of the European championships.
Wow.
So me and my partner, I kind of freaked out. I'm like, it's not for me, I'm really shy actually. So we thought, let's just continue, let's just have fun. So we continued, and we came to the second round. We came to London and got through, and we got to the semi-finals, and we're like, okay, it's time to get kicked out now. But we practiced a bit more, and then we won the semi-finals. So now came the finals with different people joining from around different places.
Wow.
So we just found ourselves in the finals, and we thought, let's just have fun anyway. So this was the amateur championships, because they're professionals that do it for a living, the teachers and so on, and there's people that work, have a daytime job, and then you learn. So we were in the amateur championships, 1998, and this was in the London Docklands. London Docklands.
So and China too.
This was here. So there's a guy called Louis St. Clair who organized this.
So you met your wife here?
No. I met her after this.
You met her after this?
Yeah.
So you started doing salsa and then...
Yeah. Get into it.
Yeah. So we actually went there to this finals, and what we did was, in those days, I just made it more musical. I used to watch Fred Astaire and other dancers just to try and get some idea of a little bit of, because I didn't think we were good dancers, because I used to go to the clubs and go, wow, I wish I could do that. So we just did our own thing. We just focused on ourselves, and then we were very musical with it. So when they went pa-pam-pam, we would do pa-pam-pam, and the judges loved that presentation. So we ended up winning the European Amateur Championships somehow. So I went to Hong Kong because one of my friends I used to work in Simmons and Simmons, he had moved to Hong Kong to work on secondment, and then he heard I was won the Salsa Championship, so he said, hey, come and teach us a little bit. So I did. The people absolutely loved it.
You was a teacher for a while.
So I did, and the people loved it. Absolutely. So they're all mainly the locals, and then some expats as well. Yeah. So I taught for a couple of weeks. I came back, and then I went back there again. That's when I met my wife the second time.
Was it a dance class?
It was a club, a dance club, and I was because I had a whole load of salsa music, and I brought it, and then I was playing some for them. They absolutely loved it, and that's where she was there. And we danced, but we didn't hit it off straight away per se. She just has a lovely personality, and so quite a few of us used to hang out afterwards, and then eventually from 20 people hanging out, 10, 6, 4, less people, 2.
The party really starts,
and then 1 became 3 and 4. So that's what happened. I started teaching. People loved it. I was playing in the clubs. I was DJing for them. They absolutely went. They loved it so much. And then I actually did events for them. Like a Star Cruise is a big star ship, and then I did it for the convention center, and I organized the Hong Kong Championships, which later became World Championships. And I was working with the tourism board. I traveled New York, LA, you name it, Singapore, Malaysia, Nepal, Korea. I was teaching all through salsa. Amazing. Either teaching or DJing or doing shows with some of our students.
That's amazing.
So eventually became in Asia Pacific the Salsa Festival was like the most, with more than 30-40 countries coming to that. It was crazy. Several thousand people.
It's a good look, mate.
It was good. It was fun.
It's a good look.
Yeah, but I think the whole idea was the health and people having a good time and not caring about where we're from or whatever, just something that made you feel joyous. So but I met my wife through dancing. So I took her to New York and we did a show in New York. And they were like, hey. We were okay, but they were so generous, right?
You're so humble, you know that. It's an endearing quality. You're very humble, man. You've been around the world teaching salsa. You've been on cruises, you've been here and there. The way you're talking, like, I'm just a man. No. You've lived on 3 different continents. It's lovely, man. So how do you propose? Come on. Big Joseph. Joseph is technical as Big Io. You know?
Yeah, man.
How do you propose?
It was, it was in the second year of the Salsa festival. And
I'm okay.
Be careful.
I'm okay.
Oh my gosh. Hey.
It's a funny bone, but it's not too funny.
Not funny. It makes the bone feel funny.
Yeah. We'll take it like a man.
Oh my god.
That's very
I remember I came back to UK, and then she came here. She followed me. Met my parents. And they really liked her as well, and I thought, so she was stalking me, And I remember her parents, her mother didn't like it very much. She was like, maybe been watching what they show on TV, American movies, and normally who's the bad guy. So she was like freaking out, but my wife was like, this is where I'm going. She was like, get out, leave me, leave here. And she's like, okay,
that's beautiful,
Yeah, she was teary and everything, but the dad is a cool dude. He's just like very chilled, relaxed. But the mom was very aggressive, very aggressive. She gave her an ultimatum, and she's like, I like this man.
There's no need for that. Family does that to family, but at least it worked out well.
It's interesting because maybe 2-3 years later, when we had our first child, and her mother saw that child, she fell in love with him.
Of course.
So sometimes you don't hate back; you just let things play out. And then it can work better that way.
I would say don't hate back. Kill hate with love.
Yeah,
every
it's
time.
the only way.
Like, you know the game rock paper scissors.
Yeah,
you know this game, yeah.
So
the love kills hate every time, as far as I'm concerned. No matter how you do it, if you love enough, love will always prevail. No matter how, it will always prevail.
Yes,
you might suffer initially, but you'll win in the end.
Yeah,
trust me upon that.
Yeah,
I missed that.
Words.
Come on, words, facts. So, so she proposed, you got married now.
Yeah.
How long after you got married did your first child come?
About a year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's busy.
How old is your first child as well?
18.
Okay.
Just turned 18. We actually went to Phuket in Thailand to have our wedding celebrations.
Nice.
Really nice. And the mother came. She had the best time. The dad.
The one that didn't want you the first
time. She was having such a good time. You know, she was having a great time. My sister came over because she had gone to Ghana and she flew all the way to be at the wedding. And then some friends from UK as well. And then from Hong Kong.
Your wife from China?
Yeah.
She's here?
Yeah.
When I met him, the whole family was together.
Oh, that's
the
wife, the son, and the daughter, right?
Two boys.
Two boys, sorry. The little one. So what happened was, I think when you stopped, they continued to walk.
Yeah.
So I haven't met them per se, like properly met them to say everyone's name and everything. But I saw them. I think we just had hey.
Yeah.
But I walked over to them. I said, hey.
Yeah.
But I was so not blown aback, but was like, he told me his son speaks Mandarin and Cantonese.
Yeah. The Chinese and the Hong Kong
and English.
Yeah. Yes.
Wow. That's a good thing, you know. Considering you saying that a lot of Cantonese people don't speak Mandarin, a lot of Mandarin people don't speak Cantonese.
Yeah.
You've got both. He's done both.
Yeah.
And that's the beauty of children. Children can do anything and learn anything. Because they born into that. They can do anything. That's what I reiterate it all the time. They can do anything. It doesn't matter what you fight them. They're resilient. Like your story as a child being free. Once that was instilled in you, what you needed.
It's there.
That's all you needed.
That's all you needed.
To go. You know?
Yeah. Base.
Yeah. So once you had your children. And once you got married and had first child and everything, how was it in Hong Kong? Like you lived in Hong Kong, right?
Yeah.
How was life? How was it for you?
Black
man, Chinese wife, mixed race son.
Yeah.
Teaching salsa, but you well known in the area and stuff. Anyway?
Yes.
Yeah? Okay.
Yes, I was. Yeah. I mean, I think what I based my life on was being respectful. And being respected, because you need both sides. If you're just being respectful to everybody and tolerating everything, then that's useless, you know. So you have to have your
respect, integrity.
You have your integrity, and my integrity, it's like right at the forefront of my respect for people, you know. So then they know when they're talking with you or looking at you, if they try something, that it's not going to happen. They need to know there is a strength there. But I worked hard and I was genuine, I was sincere. And I tried to keep my word, because that's important, and people know you, and they may use you as an example for other people that they've never met before in their life around the world. So when somebody says to them, this person from this place or these people are like this, they'll be like, but the one I met is...
Yeah, it's not like that.
He didn't do that. He's not like that. So it's important. Our actions, especially when we're far away from home, can be meaningful to change people's programming about how some things are. But people really respected me there, and I feel I did a good job there for them as well. They had a great time. Their parties were fantastic, and so there's one of my oldest students is from Shanghai. Two of them, they're like 80-something years old. The lady dances like a professional. She loves dance. When she sees me, she always waiting for a dance, and I'm like DJing sometimes, and she's standing there waiting for a dance, and I got the pressure on, so I have to make sure that I put the song, next one is ready, and then I go and dance with her and come back. But she's lovely. She's 80. She loves dancing, and she looks young. She hasn't changed since she started. It's beautiful. Yeah, and her husband is dressed in a suit, and then he does his little footwork, and he's loving it. He's just shining all the time. So these things that make you feel happy. Yeah.
Things like even in, I think in the African diaspora, we dance, storytelling.
Yeah.
You know, like in the evenings when family come together, all this stuff. These are the things that we've forgotten. But people don't do as much to make themselves happy.
Yes.
A lot of people here want to feel they're dancing with alcohol, drugs, or whatever. But the euphoria is just in the action itself. and surround yourself with people who are enjoying the action itself as well. For me, anyway.
Yes.
I've danced salsa. I've studied dance before, so dancing salsa because of flamboyance, it makes you happy. Like you said, people could be sweating buckets, without even having one drink, but they're floating on cloud nine. Like, it's a beautiful thing.
Absolutely.
It's a really beautiful thing.
Yeah, and then you can introduce other cultures as well, because I played when I was DJing as well. Some of the clubs you can play a little bit more mixture. Others you have to play what you have to play, but when I was doing the mixture, you had things like introduce a little bit of the Afro music and and they dance. They're just happy.
Yeah.
And so that's another culture that's kind of introduced to them seamlessly.
Yeah.
You know, so.
Nice. What brought you back to the UK?
I think it's a change. I know it's the change in the world events. So basically, I used to travel. Yeah. So I used to travel between Hong Kong and China all the time. The last few years I've been teaching in a university in China. They built the longest bridge, Zhuhai, Macau, Hong Kong bridge, the longest bridge in the world.
Zhuhai, Macau, Hong Kong bridge, you said?
Okay, so there's Macau, which is next to Hong Kong.
Macau, yeah?
Macau is, it was making more money than Las Vegas.
Yeah.
In the last few years, so much more money. Man. So it's like gambling. Yeah, because people have money in that part of the world, right? So they'll be coming from China. Money. Differently. Because they can't do that in China. So.
Like, a lot of casinos just outside of certain law. Yeah, I understand.
Yeah, and then from a place like Korea, Hong Kong. So Macau was making a lot. Everywhere.
They all come to Macau to gamble.
Yeah, so that's the Las Vegas of that region. But except that they made even more money. So they built this bridge connecting Hong Kong, Macau, Zhuhai. And I was in Zhuhai. 1 hour, I was in Zhuhai. 1 hour, I had to say it. Boat. So when they built that bridge, then it's half an hour, 40 minutes by road, yeah. So then it was easy enough for me to continue doing what I was doing in Hong Kong and to have a little bit of a part-time job in China. Yeah, so there I was teaching in the university, salsa again, and it was part of the course for the university, so they get accreditation. They took it seriously, So I used to do all the marking, just like a proper exam, So, but when
generally, going back to it, the people just generally call to you on a day-to-day. Did you feel more? Did you have less Did you have less racism than you experienced in the UK?
It's
because you haven't mentioned it once.
It's different.
That's why I had to ask.
Yeah, it's different because
you haven't mentioned racism once.
Yeah, because I didn't look for it.
Yeah.
That was the thing. I didn't really look for it. And if it's coming to you, and in China, for example, my experience was that the people looked at you because they hadn't seen somebody like you.
Yeah.
So the kids, they'll be pointing.
Yeah.
I'm like, hi, how are you? And then, then the parents will smile and then the child will smile. He's got his first experience of what it's like, because he's never seen before. It's just curiosity. And the same with the adults. They'll be staring at my wife as well because she's walking with 2 black kids. Yeah. And they're like, and they're not shy to look. They'll be just staring at you like that. Because that's their culture. It's normal for them. They will stare all the way and sometimes come to look at the face because that's what they do, which is what you don't do in other places. Yeah. But if you understand that they're in a village, they don't know this is how they are, then it's different. But they really, I didn't speak the language, but we smiled, we got on really well. And there was one occasion when I was coming from Hong Kong in the middle of the night, about 4 or 5, maybe 5, 6 in the morning, and I got to my residence. I must have looked so tired. And then there's this guy, he's a security guard, and he looked at me, and then he took like some food, egg or something like that, and he gave it to me. I was like, that's really cool. He didn't have to do that, but he did because he cared for this guy that looks tired.
Yeah.
And then at that time I thought to myself, you have to remember this because in the world, people are people.
100%.
Good, bad. Yeah. And most of the people in that Zhuhai, it's not a big place. They are hardworking. their grandparents look after the kids. So by the time you have your child, your grandparents are going to take care of the kids. And they're all very gentle, very relaxed, simple, minding their own business. So the things that come from the top that affect them, they have no choice over it. They just have to do. You're told to jump, you jump. You know what I mean? And the majority is these kind of people. So I remember sometimes, they're just cool. They're very friendly. They're kind to you. They give you stuff.
Experience with them here. Do you know what I mean? But any country I just wonder what it's like if you're just a minority.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Even if you're the white guy in the middle of Africa, I want to know what it's like for you. You know what I'm saying?
I think they have some kind of privilege for the lighter skin, because people have been taught to respect or to glorify or worship, or there's some kind of reverence for them. So when they go there, So before I could work in Hong Kong, do my my dance parties, organize my festivals, everything, and then in the day, 2 or 3 days, I'll be teaching in a university in Zhuhai in China. The pay wasn't much, but it was fine because I was getting my pay in Hong Kong that subsidized. So then came the 2020 and boom, COVID. So they shut the borders between Hong Kong and the rest of the world.
And it started there, man, didn't it? Well, they say it started there, innit?
Wow. But now we can't say that, can we?
You can't be using the ground. That must have been crazy.
How far was Wuhan for you? Is it?
Not close. Not close at all. Yeah.
Thank God for that.
Yeah, I mean, I was seeing videos of what was supposed to be happening to people. They were falling and everything, but we never saw that where we were living. Not even once.
You never saw that anywhere. Like after that was like the first video we just seen people just drop down.
Yeah.
It's like the promotional video or something.
Yeah, but it never. I've yet to see that happening
anywhere. Yeah. But
so that was interesting.
Very.
So when they shut the borders, then I can't go into Hong Kong. If I do, I have to quarantine for 2 or 3 weeks. And if you want to come back to China, you can't. Or even if you can, you'll be quarantining for however long. You have to get special permission to come back because they block the borders from the rest of the world. So all the foreign teachers, some of them that came out of the university went to their home. Some of them couldn't come back.
Wow.
Yeah, they just shut I was actually on my way on that long bridge, and then I got a message from the university saying, "Oh, it's okay, you stay, you don't need to come back." I said, "I'm already here." So if 1 day earlier or later, I would have been stuck in Hong Kong because we had moved to Zhuhai. So Hong Kong is a very tight, packed space. Everything is really small. Zhuhai, we had a grand place, 4 or 5 bedrooms, and the price is like 10% of what it is in Hong Kong, which is one of the most expensive places in the whole wide world, Hong Kong. And this place was like 10% of it. So it made sense for me and the kids and the wife to move somewhere we got more space,
of course,
and so on. And then I could teach the university students, and I loved it. They were just learning. And they were so shy when they first came in there. The guys were over there, the girls were over there, and then within the second class, they're all smiling and dancing with each other. And I was able to also give them some tips on, life tips. From dancing alone, you'll be surprised what dancing can teach you.
I wouldn't. I've danced before as well, but you can, when you have a certain way of thinking, you can apply metaphors from any given thing to life.
Nice.
And use it. So
wow. You should be here, man. You're the one to be sitting here. Oh my gosh.
That's why you're here. That's why you're here.
What was the breaking point?
The borders shutting down because 90% of my income was not happening anymore, and I've got 2 kids going to school, and then so what to do? So I did ask the university to do like a more full-time, something more pay, and then they didn't. So now I'm stuck there, and it's only a matter of time before like we're finished. You can't do anything. And I was also a little bit concerned about because if they say jump, you jump. And I wanted I wanted to be in control of whether we took some kind of medication or not, because I have a belief in Alpha and Omega. That's the one that I have.
That's
right. So for some Alpha and the Omega.
The Most High.
Yeah, rather than the Omicron and everything.
Alpha and Omega. Jehovah, come on.
Yeah, man.
God.
Yes, because you could be walking through hell.
Yeah.
And Everything belongs to him. So my faith was not in something new that was going to go into us, because I don't know what the effect would be at that point.
Exactly.
From there as well, they've got their own medications and so on.
Yeah.
So I didn't want to be subject to jumping and saying, okay, this is going into you and this is going into your kids.
Yeah.
I want to be in control of how the decisions that we make, because we always have been. So that was important to me, to have that choice, and also we were not getting an income from Hong Kong anymore.
Yeah.
So I needed to be somewhere else.
So you have a British passport?
Yes.
Your wife now has a British passport as well?
The 2 boys now do, but my wife was Hong Kong. So actually now I've got to apply for a British passport for her, which is what we're doing now. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And when you decided to move, what was the process? Did you have a job here? Did you make sure you had work here before you moved, or did you just come here first and then sort yourself out?
Yeah, we had to move from there because it's impossible.
Exactly.
There is no such thing as you're not working, so we're going to give you something
benefits,
to nothing like that.
Everyone works. There's no welfare system in China.
No, well, not that I know of, and it definitely didn't apply to us, because even my wife and the kids, we are from Hong Kong, so it's different. Living in China, they're treated a little bit differently. And I didn't want to try the system there. If something happens as well with medical, then you are screwed. If you don't have money, you're gone.
Definitely.
And if you're a foreigner, you need to have more money.
Double money.
Yeah.
Otherwise.
Did you stay with family when you came, or?
So wait, so you're saying to me that what they done in Ghana to your sister, they do in Hong Kong to people. You think that's a universal thing? So when your sister went to Ghana, she paid something 1,000 for something that cost 100. You remember that? You said so.
Yeah.
Now if you go, there's a sick person in a Hong Kong hospital. If you're not from Hong Kong, is it the same difference? You understand what I'm saying?
It's similar.
You're not from the place.
Absolutely.
That's a liberty, isn't it?
It is, and they can get it. They can do it. They will do it. But in Hong Kong, you had a similar system, because the British are the ones that
similar system to here.
To Britain. Yeah. So that system was like that. So once you got there, you know,
kind of a right bit more.
Yeah. But still, if you're not earning, then you're gonna be in big trouble. And remember, once you go to Hong Kong, the price is like 10, 15 times more for your daily living.
Wow.
If the house is costing say 300, 500 pounds per month or whatever, over there it can be 4,000, 5,000. So then you need to be earning. Hong Kong is an amazing city. It's so vibrant. People work damn hard. They're not shy to work hard. They don't mind. They do. They work. But
they play hard too, don't they?
Yeah, but if you don't have work, then you are going to be in trouble. So when this thing came, COVID, and they don't want people to go into clubs and dance with each other. They want you to be separate. And my business is people coming together and having a good time. So impossible.
How did your wife feel about it? Your wife, that's her homeland, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean,
has she ever been out? Sorry, I'm going to elaborate the question. Has she ever been out of China apart from when
I mean, she's come to UK a couple of times.
Okay.
Yeah, she's been to straddled with me to places like New York and LA and so on. And when she was younger, went to places, went Thailand, Malaysia, you name it, Singapore.
So you're well travelled then. I mean, you're as partners, you're well travelled then as well.
Yeah, not as much as me, but pretty much so. Yeah, she's pretty well travelled. Yeah, and she's really great. That her personality is fantastic. She's such a gentle character, and she doesn't do drama, So it's really cool.
Did you know any other black DJs?
Any
other black DJs in China?
Yeah, there's another one or two others, yes.
Did you know a guy called Darren?
Darren,
yeah, with glasses.
No, whereabouts he?
I don't know exactly where he is as well, but I just know he's a DJ. He's someone that I knew from college days. And he went
Darren is in China. He's from London. You know Darren?
You never know, because it's a small world.
You don't know, do you?
No, I don't. In this case, I don't,
You don't know. I love it though.
That is possible, yeah.
He's a DJ. So
it's small
and
world.
both black guys in China. So
yeah.
It would have been maybe, you know what I mean? because he even had a website. He used to convert some of the videos that I did over here and put them on his website in China.
Yeah.
And he used to have people like watching a lot of the music stuff that we did over here, but he'd have to take them off my website, convert them, and put them on his website because
you couldn't just put it on the thing.
Yeah.
Do you know Chris Tucker?
Yeah, but which Chris Tucker though? Is it the one that's a famous actor or another Chris?
He went to China.
Oh right.
Do you remember he went to China as well?
Did he? Or did
for the movie? You mean?
Jackie Chan came to New York.
Yeah, with me.
One of the funniest.
I love that movie.
Oh, it's so funny.
How was that received in China? Was that film? Did you watch that in China? Or?
Yeah, I must have been.
How we received it.
They loved it. They love it.
Yeah.
They watch
Who's the most famous black person in China?
Besides myself, let's see. They watch a lot of some of them. They watch a lot of the basketball, you know.
Okay, yeah. So like the Kobe, LeBron James, and
they know them really well.
People like that. Jay-Z, are they like well received over there?
Yeah, very much so. And a lot of the music is influenced. You know, so they're doing their own versions of hip hop, but in their language and so on. And Korea as well. Korea is like another level.
Yeah, K-pop.
Yeah, they like yeah. So they really love that culture. They love it. They follow it. They copy it as much as they can.
So they must be accessing it somehow, isn't it? Yeah.
Isn't it?
Because I'm here with you now. Is there anything? Because we're going to be closing down soon, obviously. Time constraints. It's over soon. You can always come back. You can always come back. Even if you came from very far today, I really appreciate you coming. You know, I really.
It's such a pleasure.
What are you saying now?
I'd see if I can say this correctly. With them.
Wickham?
With them.
Okay.
Wickham, innit?
It's Wickham.
Yeah, some say Wickham, some say Wickham, some say Wickham. And I don't know Wickham to say. Is it Wickham or Wickham? Which one?
Is there any anecdote, any story, any information, anything you want to get across? Because it's your time to talk as well. Any quaint stories about your kids? Anything you want to talk about, or a message you want to pass on to anyone?
Okay, so just a quick one. When I was coming from Zhuhai to Hong Kong, that was so scary because of the hurdles we had to jump. We had to apply for this. We had to do this and that test
during COVID times.
Yeah, we had to do this and that test, and then we had to send it within a certain period of time to the Hong Kong side, and then they had to check and give it back to us, and then we had to leave within like a few hours of it. And I remembered we packing our stuff throughout the night. My wife was working round the clock, and me too, packing our bags, and then we finally got on the in our transport. We went to the border. And we put our stuff there. My son's 17 at that time. He was lifting things. We just brought so many things. And then when we got to the place where they've got the coach that takes us to Hong Kong, then they measure your temperature every which way. And then the coach is ready to go, and then they were measuring his temperature, and they said, it's too high. You can't go. We're like, we've moved out of our home. We've got all our stuff. And it took the finest timing to be able to go into Hong Kong. Now they're saying you can't cross the border. My wife said
his son. They said he done all of that, and he's done all these tests and that. He took his son's temperature just at the doorway to go over, and they said it's too hot.
Yeah. So what do we do now? We can't go back home because our home is already taken by the agent, and
we moved out basically.
Yeah, we moved out, and we got all our stuff. Like we're carrying them 11 or 12 bags, and we just about made it. Right, 11 or 12 bags, and where do we go? Because if you want to book into a hotel, then another check-in and so on, and then you have to go through all the testing again and then get it over. How does that work? It doesn't work. And my wife will say, no, please, can you do a little prayer? I closed my eyes, I did a little prayer. A couple of minutes later, they said, it's okay, you can go now. So we went through. That was really something. That was God really something. Good. Yeah. All the time. No matter what you go through.
Yeah. God is good.
You have to rely on. Somehow.
Glory to God.
Joseph, I still want to talk to you more. Do you know what, right? It would be interesting. If possible, don't push the bar, but maybe we can talk off camera as well. Maybe we can get you and your son to the interview one day. Maybe if he's not too shy.
Wow, that'll be yes, sure.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
That's a pleasure.
We could watch this one back afterwards and then maybe talk about his experience and your experience. That'd be. It's a pleasure having you on the show, man.
Wow, thank you so much, man. To see you, it's really amazing. Wow, Sedani ho, Shishe, wow, Buyo Kochi. Okay, so you can say for Cantonese. Ni hao ma.
Ni hao ma.
Yeah, and then in Chinese Mandarin, ni hao.
Ni hao. Hello.
Yeah.
Sheshe.
Yeah, sheshe.
Can you, before we go, can you keep count for me in Cantonese and Mandarin and any other language you can count in? I want to hear them.
Okay. Ya yi sam se la chat back gas up.
What's that?
Cantonese.
Do it one more time.
Ya yi sam se ya yi sam se lo chat Bat Gao Sap.
What's the
5? Give me 5. So nice to you. 5. Okay.
Other language?
Let's see. This one I don't know so much, but san. Ya yi sam san.
san.
4 5 6 7 8 Yeah. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 I had to do the 1 to 8 because I had to teach, so I always had to learn 1 to 8. Ya yi sam la cha 1 2 3 4 5 6 1 2 3 5 6 7.
I like that. Thank you so much, man. Josie for the technical and clinical. Thank you for coming. Bro, give me some more love, man.
Oh my gosh.
You so much,
you guys are
really
fabulous.
Coming, man. No, you're fabulous.
Oh,
you're
you.
Fabulous, man.
Thank you.
You've been a blessing to the studio today. Thank you so much, man. That's the voice behind the camera, the wizard. And we have Jay Wilson in the back there hiding. Thanks. That's like